Tonight at St James Park, the noise will feel different. Not just the usual Premier League roar, but the specific kind of pressure that comes with Europe's first great test of the season. Barcelona arrive with expectations, memories of last year's semi-final exit still raw, and a manager who must choose between protecting the team's pedigree and trusting a raft of young faces and new signings to prove the club's depth. The story is simple and savage. Lamine Yamal, the explosive winger whose minutes reshape match plans, is absent. Hansi Flick has publicly put his faith in Marcus Rashford to shoulder the attacking burden. And because of that absence, tonight becomes less about a single XI and more about whether Barcelona's rotation policy can survive a crucible. Into that catwalk names fans have read about and others they're meeting for the first time. Joan Garcia, newly involved with the first team in goal. Marc Bernal, who has battled back from a long ACL layoff. Academy prospects who have trained for moments like this. And a fresh signing whose registration and arrival add an extra subplot. Each of these players carries something that statistics cannot measure, a fragile mixture of hunger, raw talent, and the urgent need to prove they belong on Europe's stage. For the coach, this is a chess match against the clock. 4 matches in 10 days, injuries flirting with rotation, and a Newcastle side that will treat St James Park as a cauldron. So the first minutes matter more than the first half. A confident goalkeeper claim, a midfield tackle that establishes tempo, a young winger who dares to take the touch that older, more cautious heads avoid. Those moments turn hope into narrative. Imagine Joan Garcia stepping off his line with composure, or Marc Bernal finding the thread to split a press and feed a wide man for a first-time cross. Imagine a teenager given 10 minutes who refuses to leave the pitch without having altered the game's emotional weight. That's what Flick is betting on. Not reckless faith, but a calculated gamble that the club's system and the players' training can translate into immediate European composure. At the same time, there is real danger. Newcastle's front line, their set-piece threat, and the possibility that Barcelona's inexperienced links will be hunted and punished early. That's why tactical nuance will be decisive. Will Flick sit deeper to hide openings, or will he ask the youngsters to press and win the ball high, risking turnovers? The answer will tell us whether this Barcelona is still guided by a philosophy that prefers risk for reward, or whether injuries have forced a pragmatism that will mute the club's identity. Off the pitch, the narratives are already forming. The veteran who steadies the ship, the academy graduate who finally gets a night to belong to, the new signing who carries transfer headlines and must now deliver substance. For viewers, the emotional layer is irresistible. We want to see comebacks to feel the impact of a star player like Bernal, proving that time out from the game didn't erase destiny. We want to watch a young goalkeeper defy nerves. We want to see whether Rashford's loan move and Flick's public backing are justified in moments when runs must be timed to match a crowd's crescendo. Win or lose tonight will reveal something crucial about this season, whether Barcelona's squad is deep enough to outlast the attrition of modern football, or whether injuries and inexperience will expose a fragile core. And for those 5, 6, 7 players who are making headlines tonight, the stakes are not simply minutes on a sheet, but career trajectories. A composed performance here can make a bench name permanent. A mistake can become a lesson etched on a player's path back. So tune in for the opening 10. When nerves settle into action, when individual choices ripple into tactical consequences, and when a club with a heavy history asks its newest members to carry a piece of that burden. That is the story of Flick's gamble at St James, raw, urgent and decisive, and by the final whistle we will know whether this was the beginning of a season-defining masterstroke, or the first sign that Barcelona's Champions League ambitions will require a deeper plan and even more belief.